Today we're going to be learning how to play Redneck Stomp by one of my favorite death metal bands, Obituary. This track is actually relatively slow for death metal, so if you're a beginner, this could be a great place to start, and if you're a more advanced player, you'll be able to get this one down in no time. We are going to be in D standard tuning for this one, and the first riff will sound like this. We're going to start this riff off with an open E string power chord. Then we're going to palm mute that open E string by itself 4 times. Keeping in mind this entire song is going to be downpicked. Then we're going to grab a 1st fret power chord and slide it to the 3rd fret. Another 4 palm muted open E strings. And then we're going to move up to the 6th fret power chord, slide it down to 5 2 times. And then finish off the measure with another open E string. We have a quarter rest at the end of the measure here, so make sure you mute the strings afterwards. Second time around for the riff, we're going to have a little bit of a variation. Instead of muting that last beat, you're just going to hit the 1st fret power chord on the E string, palm muted 4 times. After the intro, it's going to keep going with that 2nd variation. Here it is again, a little slower if you guys want to try playing along. The second riff of the song is going to sound like this. This is another pretty straightforward riff. We're going to start out with 4 palm muted E strings again. So for this riff, the power chords are going to be inverted. So for the first one, what that means is we're going to have a 5th fret power chord on the A string. And then using your index finger, you're also going to move it up a little bit so you grab the E string as well. Then we're just going to hit the open E string palm muted while we move our chord over to the 7th fret A string inverted power chord. Another 3 palm muted E strings. And then 2 more inverted power chords on the A string, 8 down to 7. That's the whole second riff. Pretty short one. A little slower, it'll sound like this. Then we're going to get into our third riff, which is going to sound like this. This one is also very straightforward. We're going to palm mute the E string 4 times and then grab a 4th fret power chord on the E string. Another 4 E strings to the 3rd fret power chord. 4 more E strings followed by a 6th fret power chord. And then 4 more E strings and a 5th fret power chord. A little bit slower, it'll sound like this. Then our 4th and final riff goes like this. For this one, we're just going to palm mute that open E string 12 times. If you're having trouble counting that, you want to go 1 E and for 1 beat, and you're just going to do that 3 times. So it would be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and Then we're going to grab the 3rd fret power chord on the E string, slide it up to the 4th fret 2 times. That measure is going to repeat 3 times, and then for the 4th measure, it's going to be exactly the same, except for instead of sliding our power chords from 3 to 4, we're going to do 5 to 6. A little bit slower, it'll sound like this. That is every riff for Redneck Stomp. Practice those and then start jamming along with the song. Let me know what song you guys want to learn next.